Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Autobot Arcade here with your home for everything Transformers. And in today's review we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class Wheeljack.
Welcome to Autobot Arcade.
Starting off with the packaging, we had the Transformers Studio Series logo down the bottom with some nice designs on the side and wrapping around onto the side of the box. On the back of the box we have him in vehicle mode and in robot mode, and on the other side we have a nice digital render of the character again. And here he is in robot mode. But before we take a closer look at him, who is Dark of the Moon Wheeljack?
In Dark of the Moon, Wheeljack, also known as Q, is the Autobots' eccentric weapons inventor and scientist. He is responsible for designing and supplying the Autobots with advanced weaponry and tech, which plays a critical role in the final battle against the Decepticons in Chicago. Despite being a genius, Q is kind, gentle, and has a humble demeanor, which ultimately leads to his end when he is captured and executed by Shockwave during the final battle despite pleading for his life.
And here he is in robot mode, and I am so glad to finally have this guy and complete the Autobot lineup from the third movie. He's definitely a marked improvement over that cancelled figure from the actual 2011 toy line. However, I was expecting maybe a little bit more than this. The fact that his head is just on a swivel joint and a lot of the car parts are just hanging off the sides of the arms and the back of the legs makes him look quite big and clunky. And I know that this guy, he was never the most nimble of characters and he did have just a load of junk hanging off of him, but just to see bits like that on the sides of the arms and whatnot, when we've had other figures who clean up a lot nicer and had a lot more intricate designs, just makes me a bit sad for what we could have seen from this guy. The backpack cleans up okay. I don't mind that so much because he does have a bit of a backpack in the actual movie. And taking a closer look at the actual details on the chest and the head area, he does have a bit of paint. He has some nice electric blue for his hair and some gold for his mustache. But other than that, it's mainly just this grey plastic, which again takes away from the figure. He did have quite a lot of metallic shiny bits on him, and I think that just this dull grey just takes away from him. But there is a lot of nice detail in here with all the straps and gadgets on the side of him, and the head sculpt does look very cool and is very faithful to the movie and a lot better than the previous version. Inside of the box he comes with the instruction manual. As for accessories, he only comes with two. The first being this weird futuristic-y looking gun. Looks okay, got a bit of detail on it. To me it's a bit of an odd shape, but it is Transformers, so. And then the second is this staff thing. Now I don't think we ever actually see him use any weapons in the movie, just give weapons to the other characters. And both of these are just sculpted out of grey plastic. So yeah. But bringing the character in, we can attach the gun into his hand like this, but this just looks odd because the peg is way longer than the actual hole in his hand, so it can't go all the way in. And then the staff can plug into his other hand, but again looks very weird because this is the only sort of angle you can really put it in at, so it just looks very odd putting the weapons actually in his hands. You can actually attach the weapons together, just like so, with this port and this peg, and then you use this plug to attach into this port on the back of him. and to me this is a much nicer, cleaner look for him and doesn't make him look as awkward as when he's holding them. For articulation, the head is only on a swivel, so it can only look left and right. The arms can come out to the side, as well as forwards that far and back. There is a swivel at the top of the arm and a single jointed elbow. There is no waist swivel, but there is a swivel at the top of the legs. They can go forwards and backwards and out to the side and bend at the knee. And due to transformation, there is a weird ankle rocker and a bit of toe movement. But the main issue I have with this figure is that some of the joints are a bit loose, so posing him can be a bit difficult. For some comparisons, here he is next to the Transformers Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, scaling pretty well here. The Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. The Transformers Gamer Edition Ratchet. The Commander Class Optimus Prime. And again, these guys look pretty good. Obviously, one's cartoon, one's not. New Age Optimus Prime. The Marvel Legends Sam Wilson Captain America. And the Star Wars Black Series Shaq T. But now, let's get down to transformation. And here he is in his Mercedes-Benz Alt mode, and looking very accurate. He is just blue, but he does have a few paint apps. He's got black for the windows, red for the reverse lights, and he's got some silver on the front for the headlights, the grille, and the Mercedes logo. There's also some silver on the trim for the wheels, and that's about all you really need for this guy. This is what he looks like in the movie. His wheels are just clipped in, no pins, but it doesn't seem to stop him from rolling about, and he never went too far anyway. He is basically just a shell former, so he is just hanging out on the bottom, but you're not really going to see that in this mode. Bringing in the accessories, if you attach the two together, just like we did in the robot mode, then you can use the same peg on the staff to attach it into the side of the car. And then he has a sort of weaponized look, just a massive spear hanging off the side of him, but it's some form of weapon storage, and I'd rather have some place to put it than no place to put it. But we never really saw him in a weaponized look in the movie, so I would probably just store him like this. For some vehicle mode size comparisons, here he is next to Transformers Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, a decent size next to each other. Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, Gamer Edition Ratchet, Commander Class Optimus Prime, New Age Optimus Prime, Marvel Legends Sam Wilson Captain America, and the Star Wars The Black Series Shaq T. For some final thoughts on the Transformers Studio Series Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class Q, for me he's an absolute must-have, as I'm trying to collect all of the characters from the first 3 movies. And before this, the only way to get him was that really difficult and hard to find cancelled figure from 2011. For me, this is definitely an upgrade, as that figure was very difficult to get, and by today's standard, quite outdated. But that doesn't mean that this figure is without its flaws. The articulation isn't great, the fact that the head is just on a swivel isn't great, the paint, there isn't that much, and a lot of it is just grey plastic, which I do think for the price these things are, they should definitely have some more paint on them. But overall, it's a solid figure and does what it needs to do. He was never a very dynamic character, so just having him on the shelf is nice. And with all that said and done, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, click the subscribe button for more Transformers reviews, and if you liked the video, why not leave a comment? Tell me if you think that this is an upgrade over the previous figure. And until next time, transform and roll out.